Welcome back, y'all. We've got our Rally Cry halftime show coming up in a little bit. We do want to remind everyone, and especially for those who are just tuning in, that we do have the intended roster swap. This will be Yusui coming in for Immortals Challengers. Now, I imagine they originally wanted to have him play for both games, but because of the roster submission timeline, they didn't get it in time for the first game, so Baloo had to play for game 1, but Yusui will be making his Challengers debut and return to competitive play in this next game here, Desterux.
Yeah, and you know what? It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. I talked about it in the pregame that I'm curious how if you swap out one of your centerpieces, your mid lane, which is a big part of your team, you know, to be swapped out to Yusui. I don't know. I'm very curious how this will unfold. I know Yusui's very good at a lot of these melee champions, but again, only time will tell.
Very unlikely. Like, this is kind of a recent addition because of the need to move Bolulu up to the LCS.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough in the beginning, but Yusui, I mean, he has that experience. We saw what it's like for Darshan. He talked about it a bit in the interview after coming back after a similar amount of time. It's been a bit longer for Yusui, but the point is that there are going to be some highs and lows in Immortals, especially after game 1. Hoping for some highs there from Yusui.
That's right. Well, we'll see how Yusui performs, but first we have our Rally Cry halftime show, and this one is called Run That Stat. So I've gone searching through some data and analysis. Well, we won't call it analysis. I went on GOL.gg and Oracle's Elixir to source a lot of these stats. For
Basically an analyst, Mark. Good stuff. Actually, I don't mean that. I don't know what analysts do. I'm sorry.
I don't want to say that.
You know,
an analysis would be drawing conclusions off of the numbers. But these are numbers that I wanted to share, or just, just data and statistics about some of the players that are playing on these two teams. So our first one. During the regular season, who was the player tied for stealing the most neutral objectives?
CAD.
Is that no.
Really?
It's not Chad Beatdown. Destrux,
Oh, wow.
It's your answer.
Oh, wow. Only one other jungler here. So, guess I'll pick Yuji.
You know, I would have loved if I had been like, no, it's an 80
Yo,
carry.
I was wondering, yeah.
But no, it is Yuji. It is Yuji. Now, how many neutral objectives has he stolen over the regular season?
This year, right?
Yeah, this split.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say 3.
Beatdown, do you have a number?
5.
Oh, Beatdown's closer. It was 6.
Yeah,
It was 6 total.
I haven't seen as many big neutral objective steals this year. There have been some good ones here and there, but not as peppered throughout our regular season as they used to be.
All right. Well, you were close, but no cigar, Eric. But at least you got the first part of the question right. So y'all are tied. Second, run that stat question. Name this player. 33.8% kill share during the regular season. 8 unique champions played this split. And he also played in Collegiate for 1 split of his career.
Oh, that is
This song kind of
tough.
bangs.
Sure,
I'm just running through the players, see who I remember from Collegiate. I'm gonna go and say, is it Chad?
And no.
Damn, I couldn't remember if Chad had played Collegiate or not.
I want to take a guess, but I'm afraid.
Go for it, Eric. Let's see what you got.
Yuji.
It is not Yuji either. I'm gonna give one more hint that's not on the question. They got a pentakill this split.
This?
Spyrax.
It is not Spyrax either. Eric.
Oh god, they got a pentakill this split?
Yes.
Oh, I want to say Masu.
No. Okay. Run the answer. It is Wixie from Immortals Challengers.
Damn.
Now,
What was it, that start of the split one where it was... No, that was unofficial. Never mind.
he had a pentakill on Varus. Now, Wixie. Bonus question. And we see redemption points. What school did he play for?
Oh man.
I don't remember that. I didn't know he was in collegiate, so this is gonna be terrible.
Deep
Just
cut.
throw a random one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like a random school. But there's so many.
Don't say Winthrop though.
I mean, it's probably not Winthrop, so.
All right, first guess. Bethany.
No.
I'm crazy.
All right. It is Harrisburg
Oop.
University.
Okay.
It was Harrisburg.
Oh,
Really?
I was not gonna guess Harrisburg.
Yeah. Harrisburg University.
Yeah,
The-
I was gonna guess more of the lesser known ones. I was trying to stay away from like Maryville, Harrisburg, and Winthrop.
Yeah. I definitely wanted to, get a lesser known fact about his career. Because then right after Harrisburg University, he played on C9 Amateur in 2021. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Thanks.
as we alluded to before, this is going to be Yusui's first stage game since competing in Season 11. Tell me, 5 unique champions he played
Oh.
during LCS Summer 2021 with Dignitas, which was his last competitive split.
All right, Buzz.
Okay, let's go.
We got
Akali, Silas, Lee Sin, Rise. Damn, I gotta guess this next one. Cassiopeia?
You got 2 of them. You got 2 of them.
What? I watched his VODs in. I swear he's played at least 3 of those champions.
This is from his LCS split with Dignitas in the summer.
Yeah.
And
Summer
so
2021.
Yeah, but he got promoted halfway and played on the latter half of the Dignitas LCS season. So some of those champions he did play in Dignitas Academy in the first half.
how many did he get right?
He got 2. He got 2 of them right.
Out of
It's definitely Silas Akali.
Silas Akali.
Yeah.
It's Silas Rise are the ones that he played on
Silas
Dignitas LCS.
Rise.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what other male. Okay, no Akali. What about some control mages? Does he play Oriana?
No. All right. I'm going to show you.
Thought
He's
Oriana
played
just would have been safe.
Yasuo, Aurelia, Kindred,
Wow.
Rise, Silas, and Kiana.
Kindred mid?
Yeah, he played a Kindred mid. It
Wow.
was a good matchup. Didn't work out, but it was a great matchup, and he actually played it super well. And he and Dardoch were able to play for a lot of the stacks during that game. Now, what is his most played champion of his career?
Buzz, Silas. Out of these 5, this is the most practical one.
Boom!
To see play
Good
over
job,
and over.
Desterux. It is Silas. It is
All right,
Silas, his
awesome.
most played champion.
Wait, I just want to say, if we're talking LCS Summer 2021, I'm getting griefed because I
He
looked
said
up his stats.
all time.
Oh, no. I meant for the question before because
Okay,
I got
okay,
too
okay.
curious, man. I had to look.
You're trying to take away my
at
point, Pete.
stats. Because I even had clips where he played like Cassidon, which was a game there. Unless, am I misunderstanding the question? Am I going crazy?
You know what? Beat down. If I did grief you, it was unintentional. And
course.
I swear I got
believe
it
you.
from GOL, and I got it from.
I blame GOL.
All right, well, that does conclude our Rally Cry halftime show. We hear that draft is ready to go for game 2, so have a good cast, y'all.
Thank you very much. I'll take the hand off. Beat down. Get out of here. All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just hands are behind my back, okay? I don't want it. You can keep it.
You know what's funny about that last answer? I said Silas, and then my heart skipped a beat when I saw Rise. I'm like, wait, Rise is a little bit more common, isn't it? And when he said I was right, I was just like, I'm taking it. I'm not going to expose
all
myself.
planned,
I'll wait
all
till the champion
planned.
select to do that.
Yeah, so now Mark will never know because obviously he's not listening right now.
No,
right?
no. Once he's off the screen, he's no longer here. He doesn't exist anymore.
I
He growls
know.
into my ear.
Saying he's always here, the voice of the universe in the shape of Rafa. Shape doesn't make sense. In the tone of Rafa, he's always here. We run from
Yeah.
it. We try to fight it, but Rafa comes all the same.
You know what? The demons in my head are named Mark, Rafa, Alexander, Arambide. Let's
You
get
have 4
into
demons?
the draft. No, that's his full name.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a lot of demons, bro. You good? You want to talk?
Okay. you gotta say the full name. We're casters, man. That's the way we do it here.
You're right.
And you know
I'm
what? We gotta
sorry.
focus on the draft because we're casters, man, and that's the way we do it here. One thing that pops out right away: Yuji is playing Viego this time.
Yeah, another champ. You can have that early game impact. You scale really well with what we saw Yuji doing last game. It was incredible stuff from him start to finish. So he has that kind of same playmaking potential here with the Viego. We haven't seen... I was going to say we didn't see many changes here, but Joey's going to be pulling out the Blitzcrank because they see the Aphelios. And now there's that question, are we going to pick Thresh or Braum, which is a much better look here.
Braum provides so much protection for an Aphelios and provides all that level of peel and safety, but it also doubles as an offensive tool because of the winner's bite. You can get the stun going out that way.
Oh, yes.
But I'm just very curious about how this bot lane matchup is going to go down at the grand scheme, because that volatility always comes to mind the moment I see a Blitzcrank.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better for the Braum because you have that ability, you know, jump to your ally, jump to some minions to create a little distance when you get pulled. The shield Unbreakable is really good as well for absorbing a lot of that damage. And it's nice into the Gragas overall too. So at this point, you're banning... Wow, we're banning away the Yasuo. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's true. We were talking about it. Yusui absolutely plays the champion. You know, it's been a little bit, so they're just doing what they know. They're like, oh, he plays Yasuo. I don't want to see that. Get it out.
They did get some prep in. They do know about that champion pool, so...
Good stuff.
Banning away some of those melee champions that Yusui likes to play. Let's see if they go for another one right after that. Another big champ we talked about was Silas. Did say it's his most play within his entire career. So when more bans go through, I think there's a chance this might be a lost ban. No, it's not. Okay, so final ban is Renekton.
Just remove a strong top lane option there for ADD. We can see the Fiora come through once more for Philip, except it was banned away. You just want to make sure ADD doesn't get too strong of a matchup, and you're just likely going to put Philip on a tank this time around. Yeah. He had a great game last game with the split pushing, with all the help Yuji gave him. And now you can just blind a tank here. Oh!
Whoa, okay.
Never mind. Let's blind a Kali. That's way better. Thank you, Spyrax. I respect you. I like that.
Spyrax is going to go throw down. We talked about Yusui's melee mages, while Spyrax has one as well. Akali getting locked in. FlyQuest Challengers. And if this snowball starts going down a hill, it becomes an avalanche beatdown with both Akali and Viego.
Sure. I mean, you also have... This is a pretty good opening for the Silas here. We know Yusui also plays that one as well. We see the Nard lock-in, excuse me. It's going to be another one for ADD. We're going to have a little fun with the hover there from Kaisa, but you can't fool me.
It's Jungle Kaisa, man. Don't worry. You know, Graves...
Oh, my bad.
Graves is old news.
You're
we
right.
take Kaisa in the jungle. That's the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what it is going to be. We still got 6 seconds on that lock-in. Jungle pick or solo lane pick to that regard. And Chad's going to be on the old classic reliable Lee Sin.
What if it's Yusui? He's played this champion.
Oh, you're right.
That's what I mean. We're seeing the solo lane Lee Sin creep his way back up into the meta. And this could be that. I'm holding off for the moment. Just saying, as an Akali player, that sounds terrible to play into. So that would be pretty cool. And we're going to see, I really like this one from Philip. Just because of the fact that, I mean, you have that ability to isolate. It is going to get locked in. You can isolate someone like Wixie. You have that ability to split push. You're going to be great in lane into the Gnar as well. Really nice R5 there from FlyQuest.
I'm waiting right now because Chad's holding on to that Lee Sin, but they still haven't fully finished their trades.
Yeah, we're... Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it makes more sense for Chad to have it. It's the Chad champion. It's good. I just thought, you know, after all the clips that I watched, I'm like, oh, is this the moment? Like, can I just be right about this? That'd be hype. But this still makes a lot of sense. I mean, Gragas mid, good champ. Team fighting, great. Lee Sin in the jungle, great in the meta right now. You can't go wrong. Good stuff on Immortals.
That final lock-in, being the Camille, it does set up eyes over towards that top side once again. Yeah. Camille does need to get going, and once she does, she can really hold down the lane. The ultimatum's fantastic at finding some great picks on top of that.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for here. I mean, you, especially towards this top side, my immediate thought is Chad's got to be up there hovering. Gnar, so vulnerable in these early levels. There's a really big chance that Philip could just link up with Yuji at level 3 mark, stack a big wave, and just dive ADD. They took him out of the game in game 1, and they have an opportunity to do that again.
Still very excited for what Chad can bring on this pick. We made the meme. It's been made a million times about which lane is it going to gank, yada yada. But Lee Sin does play to that style incredibly well. You want to get a lot of early ganks when you are playing this Lee Sin, and Chad's very competent on this champ. Second most played throughout his entire competitive career.
Yeah, and I will say too, after a nice shout out from Immortals for their team. Not the first game they wanted, which is fair. There's that opportunity to turn things around, take us to a game 3. Remember, everyone, we're in playoffs. This is best of 3s. If any of that incites the urge, lights a fire in you to tweet and join the conversation, use the hashtag NACL. We'll try and feature your tweets on stream.
I'm on it right now, Beat. I'm hopping on the Twitter.
No, not the casters.
Not
we
me?
talked
Not
about
me?
this.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
No.
Let me erase that. Kangas is bald. Okay, got rid of that. We're good.
I like the spirit, though. You got the spirit. I'll give you that.
So I want to ask you, Beat, what do we want from the early game of Chad to get some success out of Immortals? Because I did bring up that point that you do want some early activity when you are on Lee Sin.
Right, and we saw a lot of that from Immortals overall. Bot lane is definitely a lane to attack, especially because Joey can set it up really well with that rocket grab. Even if you pull someone like Winsome in the 3v2, at the very least, summoners are going to go down, or you get yourself a kill. And that's where my eyes are set for Chad. I mean, you see it. It's the Wolves. He's going for what looks like a 3 camp and could very well gank this bottom side here. Get Masu behind, get Wixie ahead. No buts. That's what I'm looking for.
No. There is a but on this one because FlyQuest, they got a deep ward over where that Raptor camp is. So even with this pathing, yeah, they know he's going to be down here onto this side. So there is some very valuable information for FlyQuest.
Yeah, it was a good ward from Spyrax to get them that information. So now they have an idea that this is happening. You can see it now. Winsome, Masu forced to back off of the wave. And there's no play on that top side either, like I was expecting. It is just going to be more focused on the bottom side. That's the meta. You know how it goes.
And the pathing from Yuji will read where the way that ward went. Is going to path himself towards this bottom side. So if Chad does try and make plays down here, Yuji's not too far off Beat.
No, and the thing for Yuji that's nice is that we got that full clear going through here. Everybody is in a pretty safe position. Really hard to dive. Aphelios Braum, at least at these early levels. And it just means that Yuji can full clear while Chad, I mean, could be just looking to reverse clear towards that top side, but he wants that activity. Even though he has playmaking around level 6, starting things off now would be great.
So here's the downside of that full clear. It means Yuji's going to be a little bit slower while in his jungle. Good side is he's just fast enough to smite that away and secure level 4. This duo coming out, Chad and Joey, trying to find Yuji, but Yuji is gone, baby. Too far, too late.
Gone like the wind. Yuji is going to go ahead and go towards that top Scuttle Crab and just go for the recall. He's got a good bit of gold to spend. And actually, there's that top play, ADD. He's got a wave coming in there. And with that ping coming through, there is the warning that Yuji could show up towards that top side.
Now they're expecting Yuji on the top side. They might not be expecting Chad in the mid lane. Instead, it's not the easiest attempted gank here, especially with Yusui having 0 on the mana bar. We'll move over to the blue buff where could meet a 1v1 with Yuji, and Yuji will hop right out of that brush. Chad, a ward hop to get away from the grasp of Yuji.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice knockup onto Masu. Exchange going in the bottom lane. Joey, rocket grab will be on cooldown. Chad still trying to get his blue buff from Yuji. Spyrax was called over. Will finally be secured thanks to the assistance of ADD.
And ADD now has to answer this top wave. Yuji can actually look to keep harassing, take away this Grump because Philip is here.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Chad will have to burn his flash to get away there. Philip, great heads up to spot out Chad on that recall and stop it.
Yeah, that was a nice hook from Joey. Actually pulled Winsome under turret. Means he will take the full brunt of that damage. Can't really reduce it the same way you reduce all other points of damage. It's been a lot slower of a game here, but we're still seeing this pressure from Yuji like we saw in game 1. He's constantly stealing camps away from Chad, calling his laners, playing around vision just right. So Chad doesn't really have a way to deal with it here. He's just losing out, falling behind once again.
Yeah, Beat. Like, you alluded to the fact that FlyQuest number 7 shouldn't be the seeding that they're at.
No.
They're playing like a top of the pack team right now, like a top 3 team with how great their communication is to set up for these very deep invades that Yuji's doing.
Right, and when Winsome joined, it was an incredible and dramatic change. There was the thought that, oh, maybe it's the honeymoon phase. Sometimes new players join, and the first few weeks are great. But we're past that point, Eric. This is just FlyQuest, and they're actually going to get better because you still are, right? You still just got Winsome. So now this is your new normal, and you're working on developing that, continuously getting better. We're looking at a FlyQuest team who's very capable of making a deep run here.
Immortals secure the Drake. They'll catch Yuji on his reset over towards that top side and use the time to send both Chad and Joey over there. So something picked up, at least in the neutral department. FlyQuest were not really afraid to let that go by the wayside. Yuji will be over towards that bottom end. Chad not too far off. Scuttle Crab going to be responding soon.
Right, and that's just something that the game plan that FlyQuest have shown us in Game 1 and 2, Eric. They let go of those early objectives, not at the strength where they want to be fighting those yet, and then it's around that third Drake where they're going to start to contest, and they play it beautifully. They did it in the last game. Yuji is just focused on farming up, continuously keeping control, even over Chad's top side. You see the pings coming through there. He's likely going to reset. He knows those camps are respawning, and he can look to steal them again, keeping his lead over Yuji.
There's a lot of early presence that Immortals have that FlyQuest do have to pay good respects to. Yuji's not going to be strong right away. Viego does scale up. Still very important on the map to have that crowd control. Same thing with the Akali. Can be the most powerful thing. Rocket grab comes out from Joey over in the bottom lane. Yeah. Still using it for harassment, but Joey's receiving the worst of that exchange.
This is why the matchup's so good. The Rocket Grab cooldown is so long, longer than the Unbreakable. It just means that every time it happens, unless you get pulled under turret, you're going to lose out on the trade. And that's why you're seeing all this pressure bot side from Masu and Winsome, and you're seeing this pressure mid lane from Spyrax. It's part of what allows Yuji to keep taking advantage of these timers, and he just keeps stealing these away from Chad while continuing to farm his own. He's already reached level 6. No Dragon's Raid for Chad yet. And with this Herald coming up soon, the fact that he denied these camps, that's an easy pickup for FlyQuest Challengers.
And Yuji can still stay around this top side where the Rift Herald will be spawning very, very soon. ADD does have some priority over there. You're going to see ADD kind of get free out from the map and start to rotate over towards this mid where Yuji is currently headed, but only to get vision for the time being and try and get some vision to deny the momentum that Yuji has been doing in this early game pathing.
Right, and now Chad forced down to his bottom side. Jungle still not level 6. You can see Yuji now has the pings coming through here. Like this Herald is his for the taking. FlyQuest now not going to let all those early objectives go because they know they don't have to now. And even though Chad is pathing up, they're going to see he's level 5. I mean, Philip can show up, Spyrax can show up. Oh,
I love that from Yuji. There is a situation where Immortals can potentially take a fight. They do have some great team fight tools. So to engage on Chad before Immortals can group up together denies that outright, and they will have positioning on this Rift Herald.
Right, 80 doesn't have the angle to use that Gnar ultimate. Now he's gone Vinny, so this should be an easy secure. FlyQuest now have a very powerful early objective for themselves as long as they secure it, and can now be the ones to snowball this game a lot sooner than they did in Game 1.
And with Yuji getting a lead on a Viego of all champions, bode pretty poorly. Here comes Glacial Fisher coming out, able to find a stun onto Joey. Will flash away. Moonlight Vigil lands right onto Wixie. Only chip damage, but really making their power felt is going to be Masu and Winsome. It is going to beckon down Chad, who might look to make something happen down here.
I mean, what a powerful bot lane Masu and Winsome have become. It's not even just about what Winsome has brought to the team with the confidence, the shot calling, and everything he's learned from the LCS, but it's the laning. Him and Masu have just been lighting it up in the 2v2, and that just continues to show in this game.
Joey's got to be careful right here. He can fall right now. Super Mega Death Rocket goes out. It's not enough damage to take out Winsome, and Chad has arrived too late. The fight's already over.
Yeah, angle just isn't there. The Super Mega Death Rocket blocked by the Unbreakable. Again, why Braum, such a smart pickup there for FlyQuest. And how it's just been neutralizing every play Immortals try to make on this bottom side. Whether it's 2v2, 3v2, whatever. And now Yuji still has this Herald to play with. Can drop that mid, get control over this dragon area, and they can just get to the objective stacking early. They don't have to do it exactly like they did in that last game.
There's not much pressure it feels like coming out for the squad right now. And look at this coming out for Immortals. They are trying to get their first foot over towards the dragon. They got that first drake, so they would like to continue that dragon stacking. Ooh, Spyrax. Here comes the body slam. Oh, able to find Spyrax is Yusui.
Nice.
Right there is Winsome. Kick comes out from Chad. Needs to finish the job on the Spyrax, but so much body blocking found by Winsome will deny Immortals play.
I mean, Spyrax had the whole kit to play with here. There wasn't any way to take down the Sakali, keep her locked down. Despite a good roam from Joey, the rest of FlyQuest, they were ready for it here. And even with ADD, Spyrax, it's okay.
Oh, nice sweeper right there. And you'll land it right on the money. First blood gonna be found by Joey. Looking for second blood. Glacial Fisher out. Fight in the bottom lane. Masu versus Wixie goes right into the brush!
What?
Ping God Apocalypse, baby! Masu gets the 1v1.
And high ping, no more. Masu taking it to Wixie. Wixie trying to make something happen while his team is winning in the mid lane and isn't able to overcome it. Something FlyQuest are able to get back.
High ping, no more. And B, we've seen so many of those plays in the past where Masu milliseconds gets out from some of the tightest plays. Now we get the exact form of Masu we want, and it's showing.
It is. I mean, Spyrax, this is a little bit of an overstay. Didn't have teleports, so wanted to try and get the wave in. Wasn't expecting that commitment for Joey for him to stay long enough, but this is what we came for here. Look at the advantage Masu's gotten. But playing with vision, using the Gravitum Q, hopping into that Infernum ultimate. Really nice use of abilities there from Masu to win out on that 1v1. So it just ends up being 1 kill apiece that I just realized at the 12-minute mark.
Yeah, we had a while before we actually got our first blood. That was found by Joey, by the way, over on Immortal's side. Unfortunately, who got that income for FlyQuest? That's going to be an Aphelios who wants to get to late game. Joey, over the wall. It's a hook on to Winsome, but Winsome's A-okay. He can hop back to his friends. Brom's a friendly fella to have on the Rift.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have to use that W. He's just going to walk away. UG is here. They still have a Herald as they secured that dragon. And now we're getting to a point where it's going to expire. You need to drop it. And you said it, Eric. Who better to pick up gold on FlyQuest than this Aphelios?
Rift Herald coming down. They're looking to cash more on to Masu. Wave cleared away. Joey will miss the hook. So this wave is going to crash. Split between 3 people, but 175 gold is still money into the pocket of Masu. Sonic Wave does not land. But cashing in. FlyQuest.
Yeah, it ends up being actually only split between UG and Masu, which is nice.
Good reaction by Spyrax right there.
Yeah, good flash. Manages to keep his life. But overall, that gold going to this Aphelios is really big. ADD having a much better time top lane. Gotta give him credit for that, leading against Philip in isolation compared to game 1 where Yuji was basically living there.
Oh, nice kick. Over the wall, Heartbreaker. Yuji Flash is out. Despite the fancy mechanics, Chad can't finish off Yuji just yet. We'll look to finish the job in just a moment because a new challenger has arrived and the name is Yasui. Glacial Fisher, double knockup. Chad starts to back off, has 2 stacks coming out from Masu, who looks for the chase. Oh, it's not enough just yet. Chad barely escaped by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, it was a nice look from Immortals, but they used all their big skills onto Yuji when they first caught him out, so there wasn't really an angle once Winsome dropped the ultimate. Nice defense coming through here. Props to Immortals who are trying to keep the pressure on, continuously looking for plays. I mean, this comp, you're really leaning on Wixie, who has that Kraken Slayer coming through here, working towards item number 2, looking like a Zeal item as well, not going for the IE rush that we often see these days. Still, Immortals playing towards that bot side, super important for them this game. And we've seen what Wixie can do in these situations where he gets a lot of gold, especially as a Jinx, where you get those resets with the passive.
It's just a pain that none of the plays have worked out to the extent that Immortals are really looking for. You know, Chad is definitely trying in that bottom lane, making so many visits over there.
Yeah.
You need those plays to start working out. Chad does have his Gore Drinker now, so can get a little bit more ballsy, but Yuji's already looking for another gank, has locked up with Winsome into the top lane. Another kill found by FlyQuest at a time where Rift Herald has just spawned.
That's brutal. ADD flashes and dies, just teleported back when this happened as well. So you said it, easy objective coming through here, even though Philip looking like he does have to recall. I mean, we got to talk really quickly about Yuji again. This game has been just as incredible for him as the last one. He is miles ahead in farm from Chad, and he's constantly had an eye on those top camps. He's been farming them more than Chad has because of all this pressure on this mid and top lane here. Yuji just has these timers down. They've been tracking Chad so well. You see the vision on the top side, and it's earned such an incredible lead.
Joey, a great hook right there. Super Mega Death Rocket. That landed, maybe you had a chance, but nope, it does not. So Spyrax will live and be okay. This is the interesting take right here off the play that FlyQuest did earlier on that top side. They opt to take the reset. This will allow Chat an opportunity to take the Rift Herald.
This is a big opportunity because you have that you have a chance to get more gold back into your pocket. No, not many successful plays have come through for Immortals Challengers, but if Chad manages to play towards Wixie, makes a kick onto someone like Masu, they take him out of the picture. You can use that Herald to drop a turret. Won't get first brick gold, but gold into Wixie's pocket is gold well earned.
Aphelios is not that mobile of a champion.
Nope.
Chad can get on him and have that flash burnt. You can take out Masu in the blink of an eye. And considering that we have 45 seconds before the dragon does spawn, that's definitely going to be in the mind right now. Ooh, Joey's going to try and at least get a flash out from this. We'll find the hook onto Winsome. Instead, they're looking to close out onto the kill. Does have the hop. Glacial Fisher goes out. Major engage ultimate going to be burned for FlyQuest to survive the gank of Chad.
Eric, that's 2 versus 4 we just saw there. And Masu and Winsome absorbed all of it. Didn't even have to blow a single summoner spell. It's unreal. The fact that Immortals weren't able to make that happen. So that Rift Herald play they were hoping for, that play we wanted to see from them, doesn't pan out. It feels like that's been the story of the series here against FlyQuest Challengers, who are really starting to show us their peaks here in gameplay.
Well, it's just really nice coordination overall. I mean, Winsome had the stopwatch, so is okay eating the Blitz Hook. And of course, you have the hop. So Winsome just hops over to Masu, has the safety there. Really knowing the capabilities of the draft that you've taken and the items that you have. Immortals will position into the mid lane to get Shelly to crash right into the tower. Winsome's over there, so is Spyrax. FlyQuest might be looking for an engage right now, but this would be a definitely rough time to go for it. Meganar ultimate is available, gonna pop out. Spyrax hops in, teleport gonna come out, looking to join the fight. It's gonna be Usui, pulled right back in. Winsome gets dropped, Chad takes the kill.
So that's something. Finally, FlyQuest, or Immortals, excuse me, get back for themselves here. They take Winsome out of the picture. The Herald doesn't get the turret, but it gets it really weak. So they are going to be able to take that down next time they group into that mid lane. Wow, Yuji had a really close call there. My God, 100. Just breathe on the turret, man. It's going to go down. But the thing that pays off is that Philip had this alone time top side because ADD moved mid.
Oh.
And Philip, yeah, he has a kill.
Yeah, Philip with the solo in the top lane against ADD will pop the ultimatum, but we've seen a repeat, and it is
you're kidding me.
Re-1 on the NACL as another Super Mega Death Rocket of Wixie finds the mark.
If FlyQuest win this game, we gotta interview Philip just to ask him if he is like a magnet. Because that's gotta be the worst feeling. That's twice now that Wixie's been able to do that. It picks up shutdown both times. In fact, that's actually gonna help Wixie get to that second item. He's gonna be there with Masu, who already has the IE, not as high as a Spike. Of course, the Infinity Edge is an incredible one for 80 carries, but still, Wixie will be able to have that team fight strength we start to expect from a Jinx at this stage of the game, and that's what matters.
It matters big time. You want the Jinx to get excited, run around all over the place, and pepper those rockets all into FlyQuest. But you need to get those items going, and for the most part, getting that gold onto Wixie with the Super Mega Death Rocket is in the right spot.
Yeah.
Next recall should finish off that purchase for Wixie so he can get to that next spot. Baron coming up in fights, just waiting in the wings. Might come faster than you want. Hook comes out from Immortals. Now Yuji on the run. Body slam by Yasui.
Wow.
Joey grabs the kill off the ult.
Yeah, nice pickup. Nice Super Mega Death Rocket. Wixie expecting the flash over the wall. Might have actually secured that one. But the big thing now, Immortals still making plays here. Still finding people out. Honestly, just reading the fact that, you know what, Yuji's been in my jungle this whole game. One of these days, let's finally catch him, huh? How does that sound? And even though it kind of feels bad that Joey gets the kill, you're getting Yuji off the map, which is breathing room Immortals desperately need. And the fact is, we're waiting for WIXY to finish that second item. Like, he's a player who has had his highs and lows this split, but those highs look so good, and that's what we're so excited about with a player like him on a carry like Jinx.
Even at the start of the season, we had WIXY getting an unofficial pentakill on Zeri, along with the pentakill that was mentioned earlier in the Rally Cry halftime show.
Yeah.
WIXY has that potential there. WIXY is a phenomenal player. The redemption arc last year really showed that. Now on a Challengers team and still looking to show what else that he can do. For the most part, you know, you got to say Immortals didn't have the best season that they were looking forward to, but it's all by the wayside now. It's in playoffs. You got 2 lives. It's double elimination, and Immortals have performed on that stage before.
That's right. This is where Immortals really do start to thrive. Again, both splits last year in the regular season, before Proving Grounds, they placed lower than they did in Proving Grounds. Chad even talks about it, the playoffs buff for him and Joey.
Oh, the combo of
Nice
Chad
kick.
and Joey. It lands onto Yusui. Super Mega Death Rocket doesn't go through. Glacial Fissure. It's a bouncy house, unfortunately, for Winsome, as 5
Baron
members
time.
of Immortals surround him and take him down. Baron on the table.
Yeah, you got to start the Baron here. It's a great pickoff for Immortals Challengers. Yuji is low health and is getting the smite back up, but you have to try and stop this, of course, as FlyQuest Challengers, but it is the 4 versus 5. You do not have your support, and Joey's fishing.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Spyrax gonna look for some picks, trying to find WIXY. Stepping away from the Shroud. Will be able to Shuriken flip right back out on the disengage, but Immortals kind of pulled apart right now because on the backline, Yuji's there, and that is enough. FlyQuest were able to stop the Baron.
That's all you needed. It was a good opening there, a good attempt from Immortals, but FlyQuest do good to get them off of it there. That would have been the turning point, but you know Immortals, they're going to keep looking for plays like this. So FlyQuest, though it's been pretty clean and very good from them all series long, they want to keep this and get that clean 2-0. They have to be careful. Immortals will be looking for them. They're just going to go ahead and start it. They got Phillips teleport out. They know Spyrax doesn't have his, and this is perfect because you're not worried about Soul in 10 seconds. FlyQuest only have 2 dragons.
Hook doesn't land onto Winsome. AK remains. Yuji's there. Yuji will have to clutch out a steal unless FlyQuest can get there in time. Spyrax is not too far off. 4K health remains. Chad does have that execute damage to help him get that smite secure, but here comes the fight coming through. Explosive cast from Yusui, pulls in 2, but the damage returned by Masu's Moonlight Vigil. 3 standing for FlyQuest, and they're looking to turn around as Immortals posture forward. Spyrax runs right through, and there's the Dragon's Rage of Chad to take down Spyrax.
Spyrax gets hit by the supersonic strike. It reveals him even in his shroud. So he ends up going down in the process. He saw so many low health bars, but Immortals, they're bringing this one back. It isn't about the Baron itself. It's about pulling FlyQuest in. Whoa! Masu, what the hell was that?
Yeah, ADD wanted the gold. It'll take his life in the exchange. Masu will claim that, but still Dragon going over to Immortals right now. It'll deny that Dragon's soul point that FlyQuest were looking to stack up to, prolonging this game when it comes to win conditions, and Immortals with this very pick-and-go comp with Chad and Joey finding these hooks and Dragon Rages, they have a fighting chance, Pete.
Yeah, and this is how we're gonna see these objective fights play out from now on. This is what Immortals want. Force them to walk in, and they try to use their CC to blow somebody up. Yusui going full AP. That amazing exploding cast set up such a great kill on to Philip and Winsome. And even though it was a good attempt from Spyrax again, the timing was just unlucky. But now it's FlyQuest who are gonna start off the Baron.
Chad's looking for the steal right now. Here's the ultimatum. Can't get close enough. But
nice.
The pick has been found. The Camille will go down. It's an exchange, though, as WIXY is hit the ground. You don't have your Jinx anymore. And Spyrax is going to tear right through them. A shutdown found by Masu and FlyQuest. Under the most stress, they will not break.
And this is the leadership that we talk about from Winsome. To the call to force the Baron and play for the fight works out beautifully for them. They get 4 Baron buffs to play with, and they get their gold lead right back. And I look at this, they do so much damage, and Philip sacrifices his life to keep Chad away from the Baron pit, and Spyrax helps going for the 1-for-1. This looked good until Wixie was taken out of the picture, and if your Jinx isn't here, Immortals don't have a chance.
You didn't have Wixie. Even worse, you're going to deal with this Baron-empowered push when Wixie burnt his flash. He is a target that FlyQuest will be looking for, and the tools are there. Look at all the summoner spells available on FlyQuest's side. Look at all the ultimates that are going to be targeting Wixie. If you lose Wixie, you lose your damage, you'll lose the game.
But it's tough. Immortals showing us so many signs of life here in Game 2 of this series. Chad, Joey, Yusui, all looking for plays. Even ADD, they're looking, trying to set things up, trying to execute on these plans to get back into the game. But FlyQuest are too calm and collected. Wixie is getting to, I want to say the Infinity Edge third, but I see a dagger. So I'm very confused. Does a BF sword and a dagger even build into anything?
You know what? We just hold our breath and we wait and see what happens. And then at the end of it, we just go, oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Or why would you do that? You know, because if it's not Infinity Edge third, I'm gonna have some questions. But that aside, now Immortals were bringing it back. Gold lead was tied up and everything. FlyQuest now are the ones who firmly grasp control again. Just gotta wait for ADD's Mega Gnar to expire, and that's another turret they should be able to grab.
Joey's there. Oh, it's on a minion. It's heartbreaking right there. A little bit of desperation coming out from Immortals.
Yeah.
Ooh. Still got to wait out that timer on the rocket grab, and Joey might look to fish another, but Immortals a little bit disjointed right there. Joey moves forward, the rest move back. Don't want to go for the hook. Philip backs off.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good bait. I mean, now that the hook's gone, you can wait for this next wave to come through. Top is being pushed in. Yuji is also escorting one into the mid lane as well. So the fact is,
oh, Joey was trying to find Masu right there, but Joey has to get out. Ultimatum. Chad's low. Chad's low. Super Mega Death Rocket doesn't land. Philip chases through and will cut them down to fall. And Philip wants more. Follows through on the hook shot. Able to land the winner's bite onto ADD. But here comes Wixie. He wants to get excited. He sees the health bars. He sees the opportunity to turn this around.
Wow.
But it walks right out of his hands.
yeah, isn't able to make it happen, and they lose Chad and Joey in the process. So now the base is going to start falling apart here for Immortals. Even with Yusui on the move here, Spyrax gets the last tier 2. FlyQuest are just taking everything off Immortals' side of the map. Now they're up 7,000 gold, just like that, where 5 minutes ago, before, not even 5, where that Baron dropped, they were just about even.
Desperately looking for these picks right now as Immortals. They can still get them. I mean, that's the joy of having a Blitzcrank. It pulls them to you.
That's true.
Got a great team fight. Yusui has been really, really clutch with a lot of these casks. It puts all the eggs in that basket right now because it's a 7K deficit and you can't afford to lose any more fights.
You can't. Immortals, one more game from being sent to that lower bracket, going down to having 1 life. A lot is on the line for them here, and this is such a hard game for them to play. Again, you still have a lot of ways to team fight, even with this deficit. Masu, even with the overheal shield, even with that 3 items coming through here, it is possible to take him down, but this next fight will be hard. You know why? I see 4 stopwatches on FlyQuest Challengers side. Everyone but Winsome, who we saw used it earlier. And this just means Immortals have their work cut out for him. They have to have a decent fight, which will almost certainly not go their way, and then the next fight is where they can start to turn things around.
Those stopwatches, so many
Team
of
4
them.
like that is so like, it just fills with dread if you're Immortals. It's like, oh man.
There's my reset. Nope.
tough.
Oh, that one? Nope.
Yep. Nope.
I'm dead.
Nah. Yeah, literally. At least Immortals, they have their summoner spells. This Jinx, the dagger, I don't know what the dagger was, but Wixie built to Infinity Edge. So that makes perfect sense, Wixie. Good job.
Ah.
That's what we like to see.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they changed the build path when I wasn't looking, I guess. It happens to the best of us. The point is, Eric, this game is about the 80 carries.
Good point.
Realistically, FlyQuest, if you look at Masu and Wixie, they're 3 items apiece. So it's about enabling them. Immortals, again, we are calling on ADD. Played Gnar both games to set up these team fights. We need those big Mega Gnar ultimates. We need those big exploding casts so Wixie can start resetting.
Now, Immortals, to Immortals' favor, they've done a really good job at denying Spyrax in particular from tearing apart a lot of the backlines. They can keep that up, make sure Spyrax is not the biggest factor, and of course get that big pick onto Masu. The chances are definitely there. Yuji didn't get as ahead as he would like. In comparison to Chad, it's a Flame Horizon and you're still loving that.
Yeah, I mean, Yuji has had Chad's number all series, has just been yoinking camps from him left, right, and center, and they're in a position where they can just go ahead and start this Baron. And oh wow, Spyrax is feeling himself. They're just gonna go ahead and call it off. They don't want to go for the risky Baron flip. They know how volatile Joey is on the Blitzcrank, and now they're just gonna play
Philip.
the push and pull, because like you said, in the picture-in-picture, Philip is threatening the base. He has the teleport, can join anytime, but of course, Immortals are also free to start the Baron. Keep pulling, or rather, FlyQuest are free to start the Baron. Pull Immortals' attention away from the inhibitor that they are losing.
And this is so stressful. I mean, you're not going to have Meganar ultimate, at least to try and defend this bottom end right here. And oh, that already exchanging. Inhibitor is going to go down. Mortals are starting to get pulled in here.
Spyrax.
Wait, is that just a solo kill coming out? No, instead he'll have to walk back out. Was a little bit too afraid of what was to come next. And that pulls Immortals back. FlyQuest on the dance. They'll make the step forward to go after the big purple worm. 9k health remains. Hexgate's going to be used right now. And now here comes Chad.
Oh.
He's trying to find Masu. Chad slips up, and it's a critical error. Masu will go unstoppable. Philip teleports into the fight, and FlyQuest, fly you fools, fly. They will demolish Immortals. Even on the backline, even with the kills of ADD, it's not enough to stop the momentum that FlyQuest have brought, as they'll take the team fight win 4-2.
That was the moment we needed to see, but the kick doesn't come through. And if Masu's health don't drop, FlyQuest Challengers stay on top. They got all they need to close this game out.
A season that was filled with issues, from visa issues over to get your support in to actually be able to manage as a full working roster. They got things ticking. They got Winsome in. They got Masu on good ping. And now we're seeing how this FlyQuest roster works. It is working beautifully so far. Might not be able to get the end right here, but it's a dominating exclamation point that's a prelude to what's to come.
And what's to come is that Baron, almost certainly for FlyQuest Challengers. They have just run away with this game, almost a 10k gold lead. And we saw an example in that last fight of Immortals' ways of getting back into this game. You need Chad to land those kicks. Get that flash kick, or the kick flash, excuse me, onto Masu, take him out of the picture. He fell that fight, but he did his damage before it came through.
Last chance for Immortals. They're going to hinge it on Winsome. Glacial Fisher goes out. It's in the wrong direction. Winsome still able to disengage. Spyrax is there. Sonic Wave lands onto him. Shroud won't help him out too much. Finally able to time it out. And now look at this. Philip is coming on the
flag. He's coming.
Down. Winsome's there. And Masu is laying them into the ground. Nails in the coffin have been hammered flush. FlyQuest take a 2-0.
And what a surge from FlyQuest Challengers. Like you said, Eric, the struggles with the roster and it all coming together at the end, showing you a team you have to respect in the upper bracket.
A team with a season where they needed to shape up, while this is the performance that they bring when they're firing on all cylinders. God damn, FlyQuest look good.
And it's not just Winsome, Eric. Everyone looks good on the side of FlyQuest. You could go down every single player on the roster and how much everyone has leveled up these last couple of weeks.
We started off this season talking about Masu being this small fish in a big pond. Nah, Masu is the shark there, man, with some of the performances we've seen from there. Of course, the biggest highlight goes over to Yuji, who was just on fire with his early game pathing that just shut out Chad in both game number 1 and game number 2. You know, if I had to give a personal MVP, I would give it right there. And I don't often say that out loud, but that's how impressed I was with the way Yuji was able to perform.
100%. You, me, Rafa, in between games 1 and 2, just really appreciating what he's been able to do. I mean, we talked about how excited we were for that top side core. Philip, Yuji, Spyrax into their second year at this level of play, and it took a little bit, but it's starting to look like a bright year.
Right, and with that, FlyQuest will proceed in the upper bracket and send Immortals down into that lower bracket. We're going to take a moment to take a short break. When we return, we'll have an interview with one of our winners over on FlyQuest Challenges.
Welcome back, y'all. We have, for our Verizon post-game interview, Masu on the interview desk. First of all, congratulations on a very swift and dominant 2-0. I know Immortals gave you a little bit of a fight in that last game, but even in moments, your Aphelios was too powerful to deal with, man. Talk to me through that 1v1 against Wixie, because we mentioned it, and you're like, oh, I actually messed up that play. What happened?
Well, I saw the enemy jungle and support in the river.
Yeah.
So I told my team to try to like keep fighting, so I could 1v1 Jinx. And at that point, I'm a lot stronger than her. But then I started off the 1v1 by missing my Q and getting hit by by Jinx's W and E. So then it went really bad. And then I'm like, fuck it, I have to flash in the bush to like at least drop an auto attack.
Yeah.
And then it worked out.
Yeah, the surprise burst from Moonlight Vigil suddenly depleted the last HP from Wixie's health bar. And really clutch stuff there. But let's talk about your overall growth this split, Masu, because this is you're one of our rookies for Challengers League this year, and we know that ever since you have been playing on Wi-Fi, playing on Ethernet, and now playing here in LAN, it seems like every week you get better. But I know you mentioned that you don't feel satisfied with the gameplay, and what do you mean by that?
I just feel like I haven't been playing how I want to play, or as freely as I've wanted to play. My laning, like in official matches, I'm still like a bit too. I resist going for plays because I don't want to like int the official game away. So I think I still need to drop my nerves.
Okay.
So I could actually play comfortably.
Yeah. And is there a way that you think is a good strategy for you to attack getting those nerves lower down? Is it like talking with your coaches or with your teammates, or is it just more self-reflection?
It's mostly I'm just trying to, I guess, the past few days I've been trying to think about like why I'm actually nervous. And most of it is just because I don't want to look like an inter.
Sure.
But at some point, I'm like the really good ADCs that I watch, they risk looking like an inter to actually like carry a fight or like do really well. So then that's like the kind of mindset I want to have. Like if a play goes wrong, then I can go back and learn from it, or I can, or if it goes right, then it went well.
Yeah. And I mean, give yourself some credit. I know that you feel like you haven't done that enough. But we know from watching you, you've definitely made attempts, and for the most part, it has worked out well. And I know that you've credit and attribute a lot of that to some of your favorite AD carries. I think one of them you mentioned was Gala, and it was also kind of the inspiration why you picked Kaisa recently.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. For you, what kind of inspires you the most about watching Gala? And I think your other AD carry to watch is Viper over in LCK.
It's just most top AD carries, they don't play the style of AD carry where they sit behind their team and wait for everyone to go forward before they do damage. They know when to go in and out of a team fight and when to even like flash in to completely turn a team fight around. So like that kind of, I guess you can call it killer instinct, is something that I really like seeing in players, and is something that I really want to practice getting better at.
There you go. And I know that there's already been conversations about kind of most valuable prospect, and even in your rookie split, you've been getting some nods and nominations from broadcast team members. So I kind of want to ask you, where do you see yourself 1 year from now and 3 years from now?
Oh, it's a hard question.
Sure.
1 year from now, if I keep a good mindset and keep trying to get over like all the obstacles I'm facing right now, and I think I could be LCS ready in a year. And then 3 years from now, my wish would probably to be like compete with top ADCs.
top ADCs in LCS or internationally?
Internationally.
Okay. All right. Well, 3 years from now, Masu 2026. Let's see. I'm trying to think. We might have Worlds back in NA again at that point. It would give Korea, China, and EU a chance to have Worlds in their respective regions before swinging back into NA. So,
Yep.
all right. Make it happen, Masu. Make that dream a reality.
Sure.
Before we let you go, any other shout-outs you would like to give?
My family, friends who are also watching, and our managers and coaches, and of course my team. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Masu. Congratulations on the 2-0 today, and best of luck as you continue your run in the upper bracket for Challengers playoffs. All right, we're going to head it back over to the casting desk. Destructs and Beatdown. Very, very fast games today. The first series, we definitely expected 100 Thieves Challengers to be extremely favored against Team Liquid first, but I think we expected more of a fight between Immortals and FlyQuest, but FlyQuest handled that game in both very different fashions, right?
Yeah, they definitely did to that regard, especially with how they switched up the draft and trying to get Yuji onto carry that time, and it's still working out in the grand scheme of things. It was a fast game, but it also showed me hope for some of our teams, because even Team Liquid first had a very good early game against them, against their opponents. Same thing here with Immortals, where you did have those moments where Chad and Joey were able to link up. So, it gets me excited for the lower bracket as well as the upper bracket.
Yeah, I mean, even looking at the playoff bracket now, well, it was a good showing for Immortals as well, in my opinion. Well, it's just that FlyQuest just continued to level up these last couple of weeks, that they managed to just keep control of that game and win in such a dominating fashion. And that gets me excited for, look who FlyQuest is playing next. They're going to play Dignitas. And that's got to be one of the best matchups we have in this second round here. So keep your eyes out for that.
That is my personal Goku versus Vegeta match, because I feel like both of these teams have gone Super Saiyan every time we head into playoffs.
It's got history behind it too. Because last time around, or same time last year, Dignitas and FlyQuest did play each other in a grueling best of 5, and FlyQuest barely won over Dignitas to advance into, I think it was top 5-6, which is then where they played against Immortals in the lower bracket, and then eventually they got knocked out. But, FlyQuest being able to rise above the Chad debuff against FlyQuest normally, they continue on in the upper bracket. And for us, while the broadcast is coming to a close, we still have games going on over on twitch.tv/path to LCS, which I believe is currently the series. 1-1 CLG Challengers taking on TSM Challengers. CLG had a dominant game against them in game 1, but apparently TSM bounced back, so we got to make sure that we are getting back over to the action. So thank you to everyone who tuned in to the broadcast today. Very swift games, but also action-packed as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.